What is up, guys? Thanks to everybody who requested Pinner as a driving test route walkthrough. Shout out Anita, Mo, Adam, P99, Celebrity Drama, Nadia, Anish, and the rest that aren't showing up on search. So, I'm at Pinner because you requested it and we're here to help you. Any other requests for other driving test centres that you need covered, put them in the comments and we'll put it on the list. Okay, so Pinner is a really nice test centre in a really nice area. Really nice. The road that you're going to take out of the driving test centre is super quiet. You're in a really residential area, so it's a brilliant place to start a driving test. The test centre itself is really big and spacious. It's got its own car park, so if you're here for a driving test, park with your boot along this wall like these cars did and make your way into the driving test centre where there is one toilet and a nice big seating area. Okay, let's get on with it. So I'm going to make my way out of the test centre car park, and what a beautiful road to start a driving test on. I feel no pressure here. It's nice, left. No problem. It's nice, it's quiet, it's green, mirrors and signal. A little bit of a confusing junction here. I'm sure if you're coming back into the test centre, you're going to have to watch out for that one. But what an area to start a driving test. In my exploration of driving test centres, I keep coming across my new favourite area. I said Isleworth was my new favourite area when I went there. Let's get around this route at Pinner. This might top Isleworth. Now, I've got to be loyal to my roots. Hither Green is officially my favourite driving test centre because it's where I took my driving test. It's where my favourite examiners are, but as an area, Pinner might win. Okay, unfortunately, we are following a learner and doing 8 miles an hour. I'd get on with it a bit more than this if I was on a driving test. Even if I was a learner, I'd want to be going a little bit more speedily than this. Like, it's the start, you don't want to look like you don't know what you're doing. I know, I get it, you might be a bit nervous. That's okay. But going...
End of the road, turn right, then take the second left.
But going too slowly just holds up traffic. You might think, oh, I'm a learner.
Right, then take the second left.
I'm a learner on a driving test, so I can just take my time with this. There's taking your time and there's taking the piss. If you drive too slowly, you're gonna just hold up all of the traffic. You're not going to get a driving license because the examiner's... No probs. Because the examiner's going to think, are they ready to be on the road? If I let 100 people that drive this slowly pass their driving test, London's going to be way more congested than it already is. So, oh, look at this road. I can imagine you're going to get asked to pull up on the left a couple of times here. No problem. It's pretty easy. And let's do it. Mirror, signal, especially as it's on the hill. The examiner's going to ask you to do this 4 or 5 times throughout your driving test. Put the car in neutral, put the handbrake on. Then the examiner's going to ask you to set off again when you're ready. This is an amazing opportunity to take a second, collect your thoughts, especially if it's near the beginning. Right, I've done that 5 minutes. Just got another 5 minutes to go until the examiner pulls me over again. The driving test isn't hard. Especially not if you break it down into bits. 30 minutes, 35 minutes of driving, intensive driving can feel like a mountain. But if you just break it down into chunks and segments, so much easier to overcome. Every time the examiner pulls you over, that's one segment done, one chunk done. And look at this area. I can't imagine
200 yards, turn right.
Much going wrong around here. I'm sure I'm speaking too soon, which is fine. I hope that we're going to get something busy, some difficult roundabouts. I got this route from someone I know that knows Pinner very well, and this is one of the official driving test routes at Pinner. I've not been around it, so this is a surprise to me as well. And as always with these things, guys, I'm concentrating more on giving you guys awesome content than driving perfectly. My driving license is not on the line. So if I make mistakes, which I might do, put them in the comments, we'll debate them there. I'm always in the comments commenting back with you guys. We're a community, we help each other, we chat together. To get involved in the real conversation, follow us on Instagram at Driving School
300
TV.
yards, cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
Pinner's so nice. Pinner is so nice. And normally I say, okay, I've been to, if you've seen the Greenford video, Greenford's a pile of crap. Like, and I always try and be really nice about it and say, if you live here, it's not...
Cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
Oh, nice mini roundabout, really easy. I always try and say it's not anything to do with the area. If you live here, it's fine. Oh, where am I going next? Left. But as a driving test route or centre, this is horrible.
Roundabout and take the first exit.
But with Pinner, I can genuinely say the area is amazing. I can't believe I'm in London. It feels like a little country village. See what I did there with that van? You can do this on a roundabout, but beware. I used the van as a blocker. I couldn't see what was coming. The van was shielding me from that side of the roundabout. Oh, and it's all 30 miles an hour around here so far. Beautiful! Loving your work, Pinner. On a roundabout, you can use the car on your right or vehicle on your right as a shield, but beware.
After 200 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
Oh, lots of mini roundabouts. You can use the vehicle on your right as a shield, but beware, because if it's a car, they might set off quicker than you can set off as a newly qualified driver.
Roundabout and take the second exit.
So if you don't set off as fast as them, and then there's a car on your right, you're gonna have a problem. Buses, lorries, stuff like that, you're gonna be able to set off as quick as them, so you can definitely use them as a shield, but be wary about using smaller vehicles because you don't know who's in the driving seat and you don't know how fast they're gonna set off. Oh, this is so easy. Tudor Hotel, look at all these houses. Pinner, okay, if you don't know Pinner, it's in Hillingdon, it's in northwest London, a bit further up than Wembley, or a bit further west than Wembley. I don't know. Anyway, it's really nice. But it's in London. It's inside the M20. This doesn't feel like it's inside London. Maybe now this bit does a little bit more. 20 zone, spotted. Gonna go into second gear. Why am I going into second gear? My car's asking me to go into third gear. I'm gonna get much better fuel efficiency in third gear. Don't care about fuel efficiency. I'm on a driving test. In third gear, it's much more easy to go above the speed limit. The car naturally wants to speed up. The smallest, you are welcome, the smallest touch of gas is gonna accelerate you past 20 miles an hour and make you go too fast. So, always keep it in second gear. Just do it. I don't care. I always tell this to my people, I don't care about my petrol. You're on a driving test, just do it. Because the other thing is, you can hear your speed. You can hear your speed because the engine rises. Engine noise rises when you go faster. It drops when you go slower. If you're in third gear, the engine noise is just low. So you can't hear when you're going too fast. So, 20 miles an hour zones, keep it in second gear. This is quite a nice high street. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm like mad mesmerized by Pinner because
After 200 yards, turn right.
Cool, because I'm from Peckham. Like, compared to Peckham, anywhere's nice. If you're from Peckham, not hating on Peckham, but I'm from there too, so I get it. This is beautiful. I feel relaxed here. When I was in Greenford or Goodmays, oh God, Goodmays, everything's grey, it's really dull. Everyone is stressed, driving really fast around you. It feels like a stressful environment to take a driving test. I don't feel stressed here at all. I feel really chilled. This is really, really nice. A little bit of traffic, but okay, like, we're in London, we're gonna get traffic. Can't really avoid it. If you find this learning to drive content helpful, subscribe to the channel and check out our other videos. We've got so much
80 yards, turn right.
amazing learning to drive content with the whole team. If you're new here, welcome. This is what we do. We help you guys pass your driving test. If you're not new here, welcome back. You know what we do. You know what we do. We have fun. We don't take it too seriously. Obviously, driving is a big responsibility, but if you're not enjoying it, there's no point in it. Okay, we're turning right on a traffic light controlled crossroads. This is tricky. This is one of the subjects when you're learning to drive that can be really, really difficult. On this crossroads, The way that we're turning against each other is dictated. We can't choose to go behind or in front, offside to offside, near side to near side. It's already dictated. This isn't the best way to have done it because now I can't see what's coming very clearly. I can see the traffic light though. The traffic light's just turned red for me, which means it had turned red for them. But like I said, there's no other way we could have done it because it was written on the floor. If your driving test isn't pinner, practice that a couple of times. It's not that difficult, but you need to get it right. 30 miles an hour, let's go. Come on, Francis. Just giving us a speech about not driving fast enough and you're driving at 25 miles an hour. Get a grip. Parked cars on the left, I can imagine that the examiner's going to use that, one of these opportunities, to let you pull over and then drive on again, because you're pulling over on a fast road, which requires some skill and control, and you're pulling away onto a busy road, which again requires some good observation and control. Zebra crossing. Okay, if you want to know the best tip to pass your driving test, it's planning ahead, and not just what's happening in front of me, what's happening 5 steps ahead. Think of it like chess. If you want to see me explain it really well, there, click it, that video, the one that's here in your top right hand corner.
After 300 yards, turn right, then take the second left.
No problem. But it's just about planning ahead, and it takes some skill. This should be a subject that you cover on your driving lessons. If it's not, go check the video. You need it in your life. Again, yeah, this is another right turn, crossroads, woo!
Turn right, then take the second
I'm controlling
left.
my signal, controlling my speed. I'm not going to signal too early. Now, my signal can't be misconstrued as me doing anything else. If you signal too early, even if there's not another junction there, could look like you're parking or pulling over or something. There's no hard and fast rule about when you should be signalling, but it should be early enough to give everybody warning of what you're about to do, but it needs to be not so early that it makes people think you're doing something else. Think of it like a scales. Helpful, misleading. It's got to be more helpful than misleading. Checking my mirrors before I set off. Keep it clear. Oh my God, I just got saved so hard by that white car moving on. Oh my God. I was concentrating and thinking, did I do the scales the wrong way around? I nearly failed. Emphasis on nearly failed there, because I missed the keep clear sign. Which just shows, in your driving test, it's so easy to fail it. Like, split second, gone. Your whole driving license is gone. But also, very easy to pass it. So don't think, oh my God, like any split second decision there's no point in this. Like, it does feel overwhelming and difficult and hard, but it's so easy to pass. You don't have to drive very well. You just have to drive safely and obey all the rules and not stop on keep clear boxes like Laura does in that mock test we did. That was funny.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, then turn left.
No problem. So that's straight on at the roundabout. Yeah. Jeez. Split second decision, gone. And
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit, then turn left.
The moral of the story, the thing that I would learn from that if it was my actual driving test, stay focused.
After 200 yards,
stay focused.
Turn left.
Your driving test is quite a long time, like 30 minutes of driving at least. But 30 minutes is difficult to focus for. A whole 30 minutes of intense focus on one thing without letting anything else slip into your mind. Obviously going to let them go. Why? Because they're at a junction. Highway code rules and all that. Think about this. When you're on a lesson, oh, you're definitely going to get a maneuver here. Think about this. On a lesson, when you're driving and your instructor's maybe not saying anything to you because he's letting you drive, or she is letting you drive independently, how many different thoughts go into your head? So many. Oh, did I put the wash on? What am I going to have for dinner? I'm really enjoying this lesson. I bloody hate this driving lesson. Oh, when am I going to get my driving license? But now you're not.
200 yards, turn right.
You're not concentrating on the road. What happened to me I was doing this with my hands to do a scales, and I thought, did I get that the right way around? Because it's flipped on the camera, and then I didn't spot the keep clear sign. Oh. How can you keep focused for your entire driving test? Really difficult. As soon as, this is a technique called noting. As soon as you start thinking about something else, you catch your thoughts wandering, note them down. Okay, I need to put the bins out tonight. Noted. Now focus. Ask yourself one question. What's next? As in, what's next on the road? That's it. Did I do the scales the right way around? I'm going to note that for later. What's next on the road? Hazard. Width restrictor. They bloody love a width restrictor on a driving test. Do you know what? Shout out Anthony, who sent me this route. He's like, yeah, Pinner's the best driving test centre. Don't do width restrictors in second gear on your driving test. He's like, yeah, Pinner's the best driving test centre.
200 yards, turn right.
And when you get there, you'll see it. You've given me the best route, right? Like the most scenic, beautiful looking route, for sure. What are you doing? Come on. For sure. Even the width restrictors were 7 foot wide. Get a bus through that. You couldn't get a bus through that. The whole point of width restrictors is so that you can't get lorries and buses through the gap, to keep residential roads restricted for those vehicles so they don't use it as a cut through.
Turn right.
You couldn't get a bus through that. If you're a bus driver, don't go through 7 foot width restrictors. You'll take off your wheels. This is busy. And closed junction, because there's a wall in the way. Talked a lot about closed junctions and how you can keep going at them in a very recent video. But because there was so much coming from the left, I had to stop. I knew I had to stop. I didn't even need to look to the right. There's loads of cars, bag of cars coming from the left. Didn't even bother to look to the right. I stopped because there's loads of stuff coming. If you want to know how to make more progress and impress your examiner, there's it's in the corner. You know what to do. Click that and save it for later. See, I told you, we just have so many good hints and tips, comments, fun videos as well. The driving community, the learning to drive community, in my opinion, controversial here now. Doesn't have enough fun. It's too serious. Sucks all the fun out of driving. Don't at me. Actually, at me. Comment below if you think that's not true. If you think that we should be taking it super seriously, having no fun with it, driving's not fun, it's a big responsibility, shout me down below. I love driving. I love it. Love it. People that have lessons with me are like, oh my God, that's so much fun. I've never had that much fun in a car.
After 300 yards,
and I haven't even got a driving license.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
I can't take it so seriously that it becomes boring. But I can help you pass your driving test.
Roundabout
for sure.
And take the second exit.
Okay, mini roundabout. Is that lorry going? He's creeping. I've got clearly priority. Notice what gear I approached that in. Second gear, because I can see from miles back what was happening. If that lorry did emerge when I had priority, could have easily stopped because I can see them from miles back. Your speed approaching junctions needs to be relative to the amount of visibility you've got. Had loads of visibility there. Bags of visibility so I could approach quickly. 40 miles an hour, yeah, I love Pinner. Wait till I pass the sign. The sign's like a gate. Send it! Boom! On the sign is a speed. When you pass the sign, you're now at that speed. You can't go above 30 until you pass the 40 sign, for example. Or if I see a 20 sign up ahead, once I pass that sign, I can't go above 20. That's going to save a lot of people's driving tests because I've seen that as a problem before. Once you pass the gate, that's now your maximum speed. Until you pass that gate, can't go any different to what you're already at. This guy's turning, so I'm just backing off a little bit. Because what's the procedure? Mirror, signal, position, speed, look. I know what they're going to do next. Everybody on the road is super predictable. Ooh, nice woodland car park. I hope they do bay parking in there, because that would be scenic as hell. I'm in Northwood. Cool. This is so nice. If I didn't live so far from here, I'd bring everybody here. Everybody. Oh, Muggy, I've just got stuck in traffic. Damn. Spoke too soon. Okay, we were just held up by a set of temporary traffic lights, no problem. 30 miles an hour. Damn, all that traffic just completely ruined all that 40 fun. Shame. So, obviously that's not always going to be there. I can imagine for the couple of weeks that these roadworks are on, the examiners aren't going to bring you here to get stuck in traffic. The examiners design routes and use them at specific times of the day so that you don't get stuck in traffic, because then everyone just gets held up. So you shouldn't experience that on your driving test. As soon as those roadworks are cleared up, I can imagine they're going to come back here again and start using these roads, because 40 miles an hour down that road, nice country lane. Look at this scenery. I want to use Pinner a lot more. If you're from Pinner or you've used Pinner Driving Test Centre, tell me in the comments what it's like. Are the examiners nice? What's your experience of Pinner Driving Test Centre? Also, because I didn't look it up before I came to Pinner, tell me what the pass rate is in the comments. The last place that I went to had a pass rate of 32%. Was it 32 or 30? I think it was 38%. Shout out who told me that in the comments of the last video. You're a legend for looking that up. The last video being Greenford, obviously. Greenford. Can imagine why Greenford's got a pass rate of 38%, but this has got a pass rate of 100%. Absolutely love Pinner. Obviously it's not 100%. It's going to be more than Greenford though, for sure.
End of the road, turn right.
How can you go wrong here? A couple of hard crossroads and the fast bit, but it's not hard fast. It's only 40 miles an hour. You can drive at 30. That's only another 10 miles an hour. Great, fine. Turning right here, mirror, signal, new lane, easy.
Turn right.
Rickmansworth Road is what we're turning onto. Okay, mirror check before I move off. You're not going to fail for not doing that. But if there's a cyclist or a motorbike coming past you and you didn't spot it, it's going to be a problem. Okay, let's do mirror check to move around this bus. I'm watching the bus. Buses are a classic way to fail your driving test. Did you know in the highway code it says buses have priority? Obviously not at junctions and stuff, but if there's a bus at a bus stop signalling to pull out, you should let them go first. Did you not know that? I didn't know that before I became an instructor. So, yeah, I just never did it. It's surprising how many things in the highway code people just don't know. Normal drivers, obviously, not driving instructors, who are far superior to normal drivers. That's a joke, obviously. You guys have seen my driving, you know. If you've been around for a while, then you know. This bit, getting busier, getting a bit more London-y. Check out the lane markings there. I thought this junction looked a bit funny. Didn't look like a standard junction, so I was peering over to see if I could see a set of road markings. Here's the thing. You need to obey road markings. When you've passed, no one's watching. So, within reason, you're kind of doing what you want. But on your driving test, if there's an arrow on the floor that says left, you must turn left. So if you found yourself in a situation where you went into the left lane and then realized that there's a left turn arrow in that lane, you've got to turn left. No matter where you're supposed to go on your driving test. So important. And this has saved so many people as well. Can't get marked down for going the wrong way. True story. You can't get marked down for going the wrong way as long as you do it properly. So I found myself in a lane that says I must turn left. Oh damn, I'm gonna signal, check my mirrors and signal left. I've done the left turn properly and I can't lose marks. The examiner might go, oh, took the wrong turn there, and be a bit annoyed because now they've got to use some brain power to get you back en route. And they're going to get back to the test centre late for tea, biscuits and medals. But you've saved your driving test, so keep that in mind. But don't take the piss with it. If you're coming up to a really difficult roundabout, you can't just choose to turn left first exit on it. You can't just make up the route yourself. So if you need it, use it, but don't take the piss with that information. I had a learner once that did that. She kept turning left first exit at all roundabouts, and the examiner pulled her over and said, if you don't complete the route, you haven't completed the requirements of the driving test. I can't give you a driving license. So she soon started going the right way then. And I was in the back of the car, because you can take people on your driving test just going, oh my God, what are you doing? If you didn't know that, that's quite a useful thing. Most instructors don't say it until like the lesson before your driving test or on your driving test. And I feel like it's really good to be as prepared for your driving test and what it's going to entail as possible. So on your driving test, you can take one person in the back of your car. And even if you're taking lessons with the instructor, it doesn't have to be your driving instructor. It could be your mom, dad, your best mate sitting in the back while the examiner's in the passenger seat. Anyone. They've got to be over 16 or 18. Don't quote me. It's one of the two. Can't just take your kid for moral support. It's got to be an adult. Oh, maybe it's 17. They've got to be able to. It's probably 17, but I don't know. You can take someone on a driving test. Info, you're welcome. Okay, so look at this situation. This is an island. The kid was holding his hand out to tell me stop, but they weren't crossing. I wish I could have stopped for them. If I didn't have cameras rolling and I was giving a driving test route walkthrough, I would have stopped for that kid because that was cute as hell. But on your driving test, it's black and white. There's no grey areas when it comes to priority. Pedestrians don't have priority in the middle of the road on a random island. The new highway code rule is at junctions except roundabouts. If they just walked 10 seconds to the junction, would have stopped for them.
After 200 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the fourth exit.
Fourth exit, all right. Now we might be getting a slightly more tricky roundabout than we've had so far. Why do people live in South London when there's this in North London? Jeez. Here's a top tip as well. If you're in traffic, think about how fast, not the car ahead, but 5 or 10 cars ahead is moving, and use that to dictate how fast you set off. So I'm using the bare minimum amount of gas, like so little gas to set off, because if I set off with a mad amount of gas, we're gonna have to brake with a mad amount of brakes as well. And I don't want to do that. That's jerky and my examiner won't appreciate it at all. Oh, here we go. This feels like more like London and not the small village countryside. Checking the zebra crossing. A-pass, I've seen them before. Oh, was that the learner that we were following out of the test centre? Maybe. Interesting. And it's a lot busier. Now, this is a lot busier. So when you're on a busy section like this, the best advice is to slow down. Why? You adjust your speed depending on the level of hazard on the road. If there were no pedestrians here, or parked cars or traffic, the level of hazard would be very low. But because of how busy it is, the hazard level's rising and it's becoming more dangerous. There's more things for me to spot and see and deal with. So slow down. Then your hazards are going to come at you much slower and you're going to have a much easier time on your driving test. If you've practiced in Pinner, which you should have done, don't take a driving test where you haven't practiced. That's crazy. The DVSA said recently because of the backlog, just take a driving test wherever you can. If you can drive, then you should be able to drive anywhere. That's nonsense. DVSA, I'm here to call you out. Absolute, I can swear on YouTube, it's fine. Absolute bollocks. So you're gonna know now, because you've practiced in Pinner, that you're coming back to the driving test centre, but you're gonna stay focused because your driving test is not over until the examiner says turn off the engine.
After 300 yards, you have reached your destination.
Then anything goes. The results are already locked in on the iPad, so whatever. Okay. Reaching your destination on the sat-nav means that independent driving's finished. Cool. But your driving test isn't finished. Your examiner's now
reached your destination.
Thanks. Your examiner's now going to give you verbal directions back to the driving test centre. So, because I'm my examiner, I'm going to direct myself back to the driving test centre. Oh man, more traffic, jeez. Okay, we're approaching a mini roundabout. Francis, take the next road on the left. No problem, Mr. Examiner. Checking right. We are clear. Cool. No problem at all with that. And we can get some speed on again. I haven't seen, maybe there was 120 mile/h zone, but the speed limits around Pinner are nice. Eastcote House Gardens. Everything about Pinner is nice. This is my favourite test centre area, like the area that you could take your driving test centre. It's amazing. It's actually amazing here. It's so nice. Can't believe it that they put a driving test centre here. It's not super easy. It's not the easiest place to take a driving test, I'm sure. Like, it rivals West Wickham, definitely, but turning left here. It's just such a nice area. It's got very calming vibes. Like, look at this road. This road is so nice and so posh that they haven't put pavements in. Because if you live here, what would you be doing walking, obviously? Oh, interesting. Nice quick reaction there, because the hazard, the van, is on my side. So it's important to stop for anything that's coming towards you. Let's go, sending it up the hill, 30 miles/h. Brilliant, and there's no traffic here at all. No traffic whatsoever. How can you get this wrong? Don't think you can, really. Tolkien Drive. Brilliant. So good. Look how quiet it is. Oh, for a place to start and place to finish your driving test, this is perfect. If you've got your driving test in Pinner, everybody watching is envying you. If you're not from around here though, still take your driving test local to where you're from. Okay, gonna turn right. Notice the road markings. Double broken white line means give way, but if there's a single broken white line there, I can turn into the junction at that point. Take it nice and easy down this road. Your driving test is done. Park up forwards. Your examiner's gonna ask you to park forwards into one of the bays. This isn't tested, you've already done a maneuver. If you are doing a maneuver here at the end of your driving test, the examiner will make that clear. So that's the end of my driving test. Pinner, you've been amazing. Comment below, what do you guys think of Pinner? Great, nice. And wherever else you want me to do a drive-through, stick it in the comments. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you get all of our videos in your face. And as always, drive safe.